Hello and welcome into yet another episode of the Strive Sports Podcast, episode number 7, back and better than ever. Glad to see everyone tapping in, keeping up with the content that we're pushing out. It's been relatively busy on the podcast front, but we're picking up steam, man, continuously getting traffic. Thank you to everyone who has tapped in with episode 6. Obviously, it was a tremendous one, getting to talk with Josh Sanders, who is an athletic trainer for the New Orleans Breakers. If you haven't tapped into that one yet, make sure you go check it out. It's on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. I ain't even go through the spiel because obviously for those that come back, you know where the hell to go and where to get the podcast. But anyways, I digress. Real quick announcement. Numbers are doing great. Everything's doing good, going through the normal, pay the bills, all that. But Vontae, I know we talked about this off camera. I'm going to send you some merch. We got a merch drop coming up this tonight. Actually, it's going to be dropping at 11 p.m. and we're recording this on Thursday night. So it's 11 p.m. Central Time. Obviously, I'm going to plug you in. I'm going to get you some sizes. You're taking the time to come on the pod, and I'm just going to send you some merch, send you a nice little care package, let you be one of the first ones. And
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
And guess what, man? You know what? So we got the mock-ups. It's funny. We got the mock-ups yesterday before we put it on the site, and the first one they showed me was Breakers Blue. So there you go.
Come on. You know what? That might be the sign. Third year, the best year. Come on now.
Hey, I'm saying, and we're obviously, with it being the third year, you going into the second year of the USFL, what you got coming up with the Breakers, we're going to get into that in the show. But I guess I've already spoiled the surprise here for anybody who ain't watching on screen and listening to the audio. Ladies and gentlemen, the next guest of today's episode number 7 of the Strive Sports Podcast, born and raised in Metro Chicago, Illinois, having attended Downers Grove North High School. Shout out to the Trojans. It would be, yes, sir. It would be here where my guest's humble upbringing would eventually lead to the cultivation of the metaphorical chip on his shoulder. And you see that in every single down that he plays under this day. Not only did he excel at the linebacking position, but linebacker and my friend Vontae Diggs also played defensive end and quarterback. I did not know that. I had no idea that you could sling it back in the day.
Oh, real athlete, brother. Real athlete. Come on now.
Hey, and while we're on the subject, Downers Grove North, you excelled not only at football, but I went back and I did some recon, brother. I found out that you actually had participated in track and field, and you were a hooper, and you were nice at both.
Yeah, I mean, I quit hoops to wrestle, so I did a little bit of a little bit of everything, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. My adopted family, the Zias, Tony, shout out to Tony Zia. He ran track and a little bit of cross country at the end there.
Yeah.
He's really the track guy. He ran at U of I. Got him a Big Ten ring. But that was our way to me stay connected with them. I played a little soccer with them on the side too. Okay. Like it was anything I can do, man. I was just having fun, bro. Just having fun out there.
My guy knows how to diversify his palate. All right. So you stay pretty busy. I would say, I'd be doing you a disservice. I do this all the time, and I'm gonna do the same for you. I got to go down the biography and I got to go down the stat line from high school. So I'm gonna get right into it. In his senior season, my next guest, Vontae Diggs, will rank as the 89th overall outside linebacker recruit nationwide and ranking 36 overall, the 36th overall recruit in the state of Illinois. My esteemed guest would gain some recognition and offers from schools such as Toledo, Ball State, Western Michigan, just to name a few, but it would ultimately be a late offer by an East Coast school in which the 3-star linebacker would take his talents to. In January of 2014, Vontae Diggs would be offered and would take his talents to the University of Connecticut and would make an immediate impact when he arrived to the UConn football program. In his first season as a true freshman, Vontae would play in all 12 games for the Huskies, seeing time on special teams and at linebacker. He would go on to record 10 total tackles in the 2014 season, but flash forward to his senior season, and Mr. Diggs' resume would see a drastic increase in production. In his senior season in 2016, Diggs started all 12 games at linebacker and would go on to rank as second on the team in tackles, recording 84, and third with 8 overall tackles for loss. Chipped in a sack and a forced fumble One highlight would come against Houston that year, where Diggs would set a career high of 12 tackles. Following his graduation at UConn, Diggs would declare for the 2017 NFL Draft. Ultimately, it'd be a tryout with the Washington football team. Then they would have been the Commanders, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Oh man, I was on the last Redskins, man. I was part of that last group.
Bro.
Me and Fernandez and Dono. It was me, Dono, and Fernandez all on one squad.
Oh my God, dude! I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that Dono and Fernandez were.
Yeah, man. Me and Fernandez was roommates, and Dono, he came in from VTech as got drafted with them boys, and he ended up staying that whole year. I think a year and some change, if I'm not mistaken. And then sadly enough, me and Fernandez got cut. We were like the last two to get cut off that squad, man. So yeah, I mean, shit happens, but look where we're at now, right? All back together.
You know what they say, man. Minor setback, major comeback, and that's why I say you play with a chip on your shoulder. But concluding this intro, I will say so. After the NFL career, after the NFL stint, I should say, Diggs would go on to play across a multitude of leagues, never losing sight of his aspirations. He would go on to play for leagues such as the AAF, AFL, CFL, and most recently has found a home with the New Orleans Breakers of the USFL. Entering his second year in the USFL, Diggs has quickly become one of the household names of the league and one of the defensive leaders of the Breakers unit. All that to be said, long ass intro has finally come to the end. You can find him and follow him on his socials, Twitter and Instagram, at Diggsy13 on Twitter, at Diggsy13 on Instagram. My God, Diggs, you can barely get a word in. I'm sorry, brother. Ladies and
good. This your show. I'm just here. I'm here to participate. You do all the driving. I'm just here for the ride, man.
Well, nevertheless, man, happy Thursday, brother. You doing all right?
Doing great, man. I've got my son here rocking. I got you. I got Keys with the cam on the podcast. I'm rocking, It's a good time, brother.
I love it, dude. It just puts a smile on my face, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, you're walking through the locker room, when you go through that last game of the season, honestly, you can never, map out when that last game is, but you can also, as a football player and even as staffers, a part of a team, you never hope for the end of a ride, especially after the season that you guys had last year, and we'll get into that. But dude, I really try. You maybe remember I threw on some sunglasses, bro. I was so emotional. I was like, I felt a sentimental gravitation, and I love both teams equal. I know the other side's going to get mad if I don't say I love them and vice versa. But
I'm gonna cut you off. They're not on the podcast. Fuck them. Fuck them. You know how I feel about those Stallions. It's fuck them for life. I don't care. You could tell whoever I said it. Fuck.
Hey, real talk though. Real talk. I walked through that locker room, bro, and I was like, I just lost it, bro. Like, it tore me up seeing everybody just like walk out like that, because it's like, I felt like I know this is going to sound corny, and I know that some people are going to be like, nah, bro. But like, I kind of felt like I just like a piece of me kind of just like left the room. I'm like, bro, like, you guys are my people. Like, you're my people. And so
you're part of the family, brother, for surely part of the family. So don't ever think you're not, you definitely one of our brothers. If we love everything you've done for us, ever since you came to the league, really, and self, you've done great things, bro. So you keep doing your thing, and we're gonna keep treating you the right way. You always got a home with us.
I appreciate that, man. I thank you very much. Look at you, man, multitasking and everything.
Got to, man. Daddy duties don't stop.
Well, I want to get into it, man. So, we'll go down memory lane a little bit, and I talked about it at the beginning of the intro, and it just depending on how far you want to go deep into your story, but I feel it's imperative to paint the narrative, to paint the picture of those who don't know who Vontae Diggs is. And I read through a lot of articles, and I read through your time at UConn. I read through your time at Downers Grove North, but I want to know a firsthand perspective. I know you probably summarize when you go on those talk shows to tell stories. I mean, you keep it short and sweet, but like, I want to give you the opportunity and give you the platform to kind of just open up about, that beginning and how it changed you. So I'm going to let you have the floor, my friend.
Oh yeah. Right. Let me turn my little dig back on so he don't start tweaking on me. But I mean, we can go as far back as forever ago, man. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. So it wasn't always bad. Let's put it that way. You know, like my mom did everything she could. My family did everything she could, you know. And just like many other people in life, shit happens. You know, life hits you hard. And it's like what Rocky said, it's not about, you know, getting hit. It's about getting hit and keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, my mom hit a hard stint.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my family hit a hard stint, you know. So with that being said, it was tough for us. It was definitely tough. We went from living in a 2-bedroom apartment to a 1-bedroom apartment across town, being in Downers Grove. We went from that to a hotel, being in Downers Grove.
Mm-hmm.
Everything tried to keep it in Downers Grove. That's where we were. That's where me and my brother went to school. My brother's 5 years older than me. I always kicked it with him at the time and his group and his friends. So I always had a little bit, I was always trying to prove a point, if that makes sense. And you can kind of tell that's who I am when I play sports. When I play anything, it can be tic-tac-toe, it can be chess, it can be as much as we're going to see who can stay inside the lines when we're coloring the most, you know? I'm always going to carry that prove a point. I'm always going to carry that I have to be the best. Because when you're hanging out with younger people, or excuse me, older people, and you're the youngest, you always got to prove yourself, you know, and that's just how it was with them. Whether we were play fighting, whether we were out playing basketball, whether we were out doing whatever it was we're doing, Vontae had to prove himself. So that's the chip I carry. That's how I get down. But as for my story, my mom had a job with Waste Management. If anyone does know who that is, it's a garbage company, a waste company, really big out here in the Midwest. She got fired. I mean, it is what it is. Couldn't find a job for a very long time, and that's why we went from one apartment to the next apartment and just kept downgrading. After the hotel and some time there being, you know, my mom has her own demons. She gambling. Gambling's a sickness. I don't care what nobody tell you. Yeah, you can do it for fun and all the things. Like me and the homies gamble all the time for fun. You know, we can play cards for fun. You know, and I don't mind doing things like that. But what I will not do is go to one of these casinos and give them my money like that. I can't. I just personally can't do that. With that being said, that's what happened. So we started living out of our car. Yeah. That was tough. You know, and then we started bouncing from couch to couch, place to place. I can vividly remember every morning before going to my elementary school, Henry Puffer, right here on Belmont and Downers Grove. Mm-hmm. I would go to, it used to be a McDonald's on Ogden, right? You know, we used to go in there to brush our teeth with our fingers, you know, wash up with a quick little, with the paper towel and a bar soap we had, you know. That's how we took a shower. That's how we got our oral hygiene. You really wearing the same 4 outfits all the time, barely washing them, you know. So it wasn't a lot of fun. Yeah, I would tell you that it was shitty. As I got older, you know, my mom decided that her best thing for her was to go back to the city, and no longer be in Downers Grove. And at this time, I'm probably in what, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, around there. Probably, I'm lying, 8th grade. About 8th grade, we had this conversation. Right. So she ended up going back at the end of my 8th grade year, going back my freshman year. I was staying with a buddy, you know, and that went to shit, you know. I had a very good conversation with my mom about what I was going to do. And I told her I was going to stay. I was going to stay out here in Downers Grove. And that's what I did. I stayed in Downers. I had the Zias. That they're my peoples. They're forever my peoples. I give football up. I would give everything up for them. You know, take a bullet for each one of them 10 times over. It's just how that goes. They blessed me. They blessed me. You know, they for whatever reason, however they did it, they figured out what was going on. And their father and their mom, John and Nancy, they offered a helping hand, saying, hey, you know, like, you can stay here, you know, for a couple of weeks till we figure out what's going to happen. A couple of weeks turned to a couple months turned to forever. You know, it's my forever home. It's my forever family. I have them tattooed on my arm in my family tree. You know, it's not, blood isn't always family, you know. It no matter that, you know, they got your last name and all that, it's who you determine as your family, and they became my family. Their extended family accepted me as family. I just can't thank them enough. I can't thank them enough. To talk about what actually went down, Man, that was homeless, bro. Let's call it what it is. It was homelessness. It's real life homelessness. It's real life staying with my own friend at one time, then trying to stay with the Zias and go back and forth. It was a point in time where I just said, fuck it, and I couldn't do it no more. And I'm sorry for my language. It's just who I am, you know? But I just, it was hard. You know, I always felt like a burden, you know, because I'm not with my family, my blood family, people who brought me into this world, you know? My brother, being 5 years older than me, at that time, he was out doing his own thing. He's grown. He's an adult, you know? He wanted to figure life out himself. What am I supposed to do? You know, I can't tag along with him everywhere, you know? So it was just tough, bro. It was hard, but God blessed me with people around me who saw something I didn't see within myself, you know? So a lot of the time I would let my circumstances determine who I was, if that makes sense, you know, without saying too much, you know? So I was doing whatever I was doing, how I was doing it, you know, whatever I wanted. You couldn't tell me nothing, you know, a typical kid without a father figure, a typical kid without a leadership and, you know, someone, a role model to say, hey, this is how you become a young man. This is how you walk. This is what you do.
Right.
Whatever you think that is, that was me. The biggest asshole in the world. That's who I was. I'm still a little bit of an asshole. Don't get it twisted. You know, I love all my people, but I'm still a little bit of an asshole. That's just what it is.
Well, I will mention. So I said, and I apologize for interrupting. I know we're going to get into it. I did have a surprise for you, and you talk about a brotherhood, and I had to tap it. I had
My
to tap
boy Nando. Oh, see, y'all. I got too excited.
it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I
I
had
got
to
too
tap.
excited.
Diggy Diggs!
What it do, brother?
What's up,
Yeah.
man?
We done turned up. Yeah, y'all done got my dread head brother in here. Hold on, there you go. Bow. What's happening?
I
What's
had
up, man?
I
Yeah,
had to coordinate this and surprise Vontae.
surprise it is. I didn't even know my brother was gonna be here. He ain't tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yo,
ladies and gentlemen, a man who can keep a secret and surprise unannounced, Mr. Jerry Fernandez. How you doing this evening, brother?
What's up, kids?
Oh my God. I'm happy you came through, dude. We were just talking about Vontae's come up and him growing up, attending Downers Grove North and just talking about, his humble upbringing and how it's kind of molded him. And he's, I talked about in our intro, he's played with a chip on his shoulder. You've played with him firsthand, man. You've seen him throughout his career, or at least a duration of his career. Kind of talk about the player that he is, but also like the person that he is and attest to like the chip on his shoulder, because I really feel like it's factual and it's evident with what, his upbringing and whatnot. And I mean, the dude is competitive, but yes, as a teammate, talk about that, my friend.
Yeah, man. Diggs been through a lot, man. For him to, be where he's at today and the mindset he has today, and how he prepares and how he takes on the day. Coming from what he came from, and doing what he had to do to even eat some days. You got to play with a chip on your shoulder. You never take anything for granted.
Right.
And I known Diggs since we was in Washington together. We was actually roommates.
And
So
I never,
we spent a lot of time. We spent a lot of time, just talking ball. A lot of time, talking life. Really getting to know each other, and knowing where you come from, and just knowing the person, not the football player.
right.
And and that's been my boy ever since. We always been rocking, and we went up to Canada together, man.
Mhm.
And we spoke this into existence. We always kept saying, bro, we gonna be on the same team again. Like we gonna play together again before it's said and done. And we're going on to year 3
Mhm.
right next to each other. So, as at the end of the day, manifesting, God, all the above, man, has brought us to a great position in life.
Y'all can attest to it. God is good. Amen.
Amen.
Yes,
never lie.
sir. I will say this, oh God, damn, I had something and then I just like it left. I guess really, yeah, you ever have those moments? So I got to return the favor here. So Diggs, let's talk about Nando a little bit, because Nando is basically carbon copy. Just he's got some hair. No offense.
Hey man, what's wrong with you, Bob? You ain't got no hair either. What's wrong with you?
Damn near. I actually just got it shaved off today. Hey,
You know what I'm saying? Baby face kids. What's wrong with you? Nah, but man, look, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I met Fernandez, he ain't have all them dreads. Okay, they was down to like right here. All right, ugly
I had
stage.
some hang time when I met you, G.
He was still in his ugly stage. No, but
you was on your way out when I met you, though.
Definitely on my way out. Hey, hanging on to the threads.
Hey, Diggs really invented Beijing, you know. He's the one who sold that to the barbers.
Hey, Fernandez, if you think I'm an asshole, Fernandez right there with me, as you can see, okay? He was no black magic.
Hey, this ain't constitutional roast. We were out here dishing compliments, dang it.
Hey, this is me and Fernandez love language, y'all. This is what we do, man. We ain't
yes, sir.
No, but let me be real for a hot second with my boy.
Yeah.
2018, I ran into my mans, and I'm gonna be real. It wasn't many linebackers out there that was playing like Fernandez. Now I'm gonna just keep that 100. Like, my man was haul ass in every practice. You feel me? He was doing everything he was supposed to do. My man was a special teams demon. I thought I was a special teams All-American coming from UConn, right? Being up there for 4 years and all special teams. He was right there with me. He was balling. And he kept the same energy. Like, it's not many people that come out there with the energy that I come out there with, you know. I'm coming out there hooting and hollering, bouncing around, talking good cash. And who was the next person right there with me talking cash to all the offensive players? That man. So that's how we connected off rip, you know, like, oh yeah, we got the same, we on the same type timing. But like he said, like he touched on, like we had a million conversations. It'd be nights we would jump in. Can you be quiet? We on a podcast. But it'd be nights we would literally be taking a ride, just hollering at each other about life. Forget ball, life, you know. Right. And this is we 22, just trying to figure it out, you know. And half the time, I'm thinking my shit don't stink, man. I'm first one out my family really to do what I'm doing, you know. So, and he bringing me back to reality. He let me know what the real is, and that's why I love my dog, bro, because he could tell me how it is, you know. And I can have we can say shit to each other, and it's not taking, you know, oh, you trying to say this or that. No, it's more like, okay, I know you trying to. It's out of love. You trying to help me get better, whether it be on the field or whether it be for. And that's why. I mean, that's my brother for life. Like, you know, his kid's been my nephew and niece for the longest. You feel me? And now that I got mine, he got a new nephew. You feel me? So that's my brother for life, and that's just to the grave. It's gonna be to the grave. You feel me?
For sure.
I was gonna say this like real quick. So going back to when you guys were in Washington, if I'm not mistaken, you said you were in the same draft class, like entering in Washington. I never knew that. I had no damn clue. So like, what was it off the riff? What was the first interaction between you two? I got to know this one. I got to see how you guys crossed paths and how it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna be tight for life.
It was smooth, man. You know, because you know we both rookies, so we all going through the same rookie shit. You know,
right?
All the rookie ordeal, rookie mini camps, and you know, learning a new system, learning new plays, learning new people. You know, we all trying to, you know, get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
You know, you got to stand up for your rookie boys. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the old heads used to get on my dog. So.
Yeah, man, don't say it like that.
Though. We got my dog back, you know.
I'm saying, like, you know, they was only clowning me because I was bald, or balding, I should say.
Yeah. So you know, we had to have Diggs back, you know. So
they definitely.
You know, just like he said, man, we just got the same mindset on the field. You know, we going out on the field every day, like trying to strike some shit, like you know. And I love that. Like I like people on the same type time when I'm on. You know, I ain't got to tell you your job because you already know it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you know that we just click like that. You know, just you know being a roommate with somebody. You know, you ain't got no choice but to have conversation and you know talk, get to know each other, and then you know you just go on from there, brother.
So when you guys decided to come back in for the next season, which obviously we got the merger talk coming up, so there's a bunch of uncertainty, and God knows what's going to happen with the USFL and XFL merging. But was it more so? Let me ask this: was it more so the sense of like, hey, bro, we got some unfinished business that we need to take care of, and we need to come back and we need to get this done? Or was it motivated by the relationship that you guys have cultivated thus far? Because I don't think a lot of people know this. I feel like when you guys said that you were gonna, because both of you have re-signed with the Breakers since, so like, and it was almost sequential, if I'm not mistaken. Like it was back to back. So like, Diggs, I guess you can answer first. Like, what was kind of was there communication between you two on what the plan was, or y'all is there?
Let me keep it on there. Here's the only plan about what's going on. Right. Me and him are very like-minded. Birmingham. And that's just what it is. There's no disrespect to no other team in the USFL and nobody, whatever they got going on. It's one thing on my mind. Be Birmingham. I'm sorry to tell anybody else that. It is what it is. So when we having these conversations that that you said, it's one thing only on our head. Beat Birmingham. So I asked the man, he coming back. He asked me, I'm coming back. We both got the contracts, and that was that. We both good. Hey, you got yours, I got mine. Let's sign that thing, call it a day. Boom. And signed it and call it a day. Now it's, you ready to play? I was ready the day after we lost. I wanted a rematch. Come on now. You feel me? So that's where I'm coming from, And is it based off our relationship? Absolutely. That's my brother, like that. You feel me? Mike Stevens, my brother. Dono, who we played with in Washington, my brother. Right. Nigel, my brother. Shaheed, who he played with in the CFL. That's those are my brothers, dog. So I want to go back to play with them. I wouldn't even feel right playing with nobody else in that league, And to be honest, it ain't nothing like that Breaker Blue when it come down to the USFL. So.
Well, shout out to Diggs. You just cut up promo for the podcast. Nando, what do you think about what was on your mind?
Pretty much same thing, man. I just want to win, brother. And how we went out last year is not a way I want to end a career, end anything. You know what I'm saying? You got to come back and turn the page. You know what I'm saying? We can't close the book on that.
Right.
And that's just my whole mindset behind everything. You already know how we feel about beating Birmingham, but I want to beat everybody. I want to win as much games as possible. You know what I'm saying? Birmingham just give us that extra juice. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, just to be able to still have an opportunity to go out here to play the game at a high level is a blessing. So I'm take advantage of every opportunity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't getting these opportunities. A lot of people still want these opportunities, and it still presents itself. So step it up and take stride with
it. I will say, sorry, Diggs, it was a joke. I was joking. I apologize.
Are you good, though?
Well, I'm still cutting that for Twitter, but no. Anyway, so I was gonna say, so with the field expanding, though, in all seriousness, with the field expanding, now that you have the XFL in mind, and again, let me preface: we don't know how that's gonna look. We don't know how the opponents are gonna light up. We don't know that format at all. Let alone we don't even know how long the season's gonna be. But like, with that expanding, like, what are your thoughts about that? I guess I'll start with you, Nando. I know there's a lot of uncertainty, but with what's anticipated, I guess from a player's standpoint, I guess you alluded to it. It's really just Birmingham on your mind, but if you want to elaborate on that, feel free.
Well, I feel like the expansion, if they, when they do join and they come together and make a decision on what they go do with teams and places and money and stuff like that, I think it'll be a great thing. You got one big major spring league. If it's a feeder for the NFL, you know what I'm saying, with the NFL backing it, people came out of XFL, people came out of USFL, you know what I'm saying? But now you got one central hub of straight talent, that the NFL could pick and choose from and be in talks with and, be involved with, I feel like that'll be a great thing, overall for everybody. However, with the combining of the two, you go take L's somewhere, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be teams cut out, it's gonna be players that, gotta find a new home, it's gonna be coaches losing jobs, it's gonna be a loss somewhere, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be all good and gravy, you know what I'm saying, at first. But, despite that, I do feel like it's a great opportunity for success. It's a great opportunity for, those guys like myself, and guys coming fresh out of college, to, still be able to play at a high level and still get the opportunity to go back to the league. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't dead unless you want it to be dead. You know what I'm saying? As long as you put in the work, keep grinding, something eventually go shake. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You keep knocking on the same door, you know what I'm saying? Somebody go eventually come to it and open. You know what I mean? So, you just got to trust and believe. And, I feel like that's what the Spring League is all about.
Absolutely. Hit it on the head. Diggs, care to add to the XFL, adding on to the USFL and what that looks like for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, once it finally does come to light, I think it's gonna be good for this spring football, like Nando said. I think, it's sad that some people might get left out. It is what it is, but in the long haul, I think they gonna get their shot again. But it's gonna be better. I mean, one league is probably the best. We don't gotta compete for views. We don't got to compete for things like that. But again, I think one league would be best for everybody. I think we can all come together and get one collective thing would be the best. And I think it's going to be better for the competition, in my opinion. I really do. I like that. I like he said, we are playing at a very high level, and I want the best out of everybody. So, and I don't want them to be able to tell us, we know everybody in that league like they know everybody in this league. And when we having all these conversations with our homies and stuff like that, their league is better in their opinion. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. But I think our league is better. So put everybody in one league and let's find out who the best of the best is, and that's what I want to, that's what I want. I want to go against those guys. They want to compete against us, so it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see what happens, to be honest.
Well, I got you both on here. Just last question, and then Nando, I appreciate you taking some time out of your evening to join on the podcast and being a part of this. It is awesome that you came in the clutch and were able to come up here and surprise Diggs. I know he was like, "What the hell?"
Oh, who was this?
Hey man,
Man, for sure. I'm about to go straight to sleep after this, so you good.
Well, I have one more question. So I perceive you guys as you go back to the early 90s, obviously you think of like in basketball, you think of the Detroit Pistons. I mean, Diggs, are you a Bulls fan?
You know that.
Okay. So you know about, I mean, if you go back in
Bad Boys, yeah, I know all about them.
The Bad Boys, would you consider your mantra as a team, I guess, would it be inappropriate to personify the team as the Bad Boys of the USFL? I don't know if that's a fair assumption.
Ask you a question. Are we allowed to ask the host a question?
Oh, go ahead.
Would you give us that title?
That's what made me gravitate towards you guys, because I saw an appreciation for that I don't think a lot of people saw, genuinely. And I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. Like, I'm being genuine when I say that. You have different stereotypes for each of these teams, honestly. And I, like, in my eyes, I saw Birmingham, although a great team, they are and don't take this the wrong way, any Birmingham fans. Let me preface this. They were the stereotypical, like, they were perceived as the good. It's like I hate to say this, it's like the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills. Like, they're that team, and they continue to be that team, and they're put on this platform. And then with the New Orleans Breakers, it's a different type of football. And I say different, to me, it's unique, because you two are the loudest of the bunch. But I will say that kind of brand, personally, I love it. I enjoy that. I like the fire. I like the edginess. I know this is all cliche to you guys. I know you guys are like, oh, come on, dude, do better. But the way I see it is like 90, like I truly see you guys as the 92, the Bad Boys of of the USFL. And I don't know if it's a compliment or insult. That's the way I see it. I don't know how.
I agree. I would agree with you on that statement. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, put it this way: we're the only team with only one guy to get a shot. So yeah, I consider us, we're the bad boys. I mean, people, when they come to play us, they know we're gonna be out there chirping. They know they're gonna get hit in the mouth, and they know we're gonna continue to do all that. So
For sure.
I mean, the bad boys it's like when they went against Jordan, their goal was to hit Jordan as many times as possible, make him quit. Well, that's what we try to do. We want to make people quit. We want to get under people's skin. We want to rattle their cage a little bit, get in between them ears a little bit. So whether we got to keep hitting you, or whether we can just talk to you and get inside your head, one way or another, we're going to get inside your head and we're going to bother you a little bit. And that's just how we get down.
Before you even say anything, bro, I remember going back to the scrimmage. There was a scrimmage, I think, in Memphis, and I don't know if you want me, but like I looked at you, and I was on the sideline getting some content, doing whatever I was doing, and I looked at you, and you said two words. You were looking at a DB or somebody, and you looked over. You said, "Got him!" Like you were in his head, and I was like, "It's like, all right, well, he's gonna continue doing his thing." But
oh yeah, if I get you to talk back to me, it's over with. Now I got you playing in my ball field. Especially if you don't like the talking shit, just not your, not part of your game. Oh, I got you right where I want you.
He said, "Got him."
Every time. It's game over. If you get to talking to us, especially if you're talking to the defense, you're talking to the Breakers defense, you already lost, bro. Man. We on to the next person already. We still gonna come back to you, but we already on to the next person. You already scratched.
At least I'll say this. This is kind of a disclaimer for anybody in the USFL. If y'all talk stuff, y'all better back it up, because I promise you, there is a defense out there that I think last year, at least y'all ran the tables in terms of your defense. Offense, it belonged to Birmingham. Defense, it belonged to the Breakers. I will say your offense was neck and neck with Birmingham, but I will say the defense is the branded ball for the Breakers. I'm going to be honest. I think y'all have it on defense.
Games, defense win championships, man. So
win championships.
How'd that go?
But we ain't won no championship, so back to the drawing board.
Exactly.
We'll see y'all in April.
Exactly. Well, Nando, I'll let you get to it. Diggs, if you want to stay on for a few more minutes, I got
you, man. He old. He got to go to sleep anyway.
I get up there.
Your curfew. You got to get out of here, man. No, I can't.
Lord, appreciate you, my boy.
Absolutely.
All right, boy. Call me tomorrow, Joe.
All right, Tay.
Well, I'm going to keep this back in kind of short and sweet. I know we've kind of elaborated on your story and everything, but I want to kind of fast forward. So you're making your transition from high school. You attended Downers Grove North. You were a part of the Trojans. Obviously, in high school, you were taken in by the Zias. The Zias were able to, they opened up their home to you, and you kind of grew into, obviously off camera, we talked about all the sports that you had played. I mean, you played basketball, you were wrestling, soccer, track and field. Kind of talk about how their relationship kind of helped the pursuit and the hunger through sports, and how you use sports as a vessel to kind of, play with that chip, play with that sort of fire, given, what you had kind of been through.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely helped. Big credit to John Zia. I mean, being a role model that I really needed, and
right.
being able to tell me the things that I didn't want to hear, but I needed to hear, And that give me 1 second. Let me get them together. Hold on. Hey, you are okay. You see what I go through every day?
Dude, I am gonna take my time.
Yeah, he's chilling. He's fighting sleep right now. No, but they played a huge role. So Andrew and Tony, the twins, they're my grade, and then Alex, a year under me. They played a huge role. Alex being, I think, one of the smarter ones out of the four of us, he helped me a lot too. He showed me how I had to be somewhat of a role model for him. I'm living in their house, and he's our little brother. So I wanted to at least try my best to be something he can somewhat look up to, and then having Andrew and Tony being the geniuses they are and the athletes they were, it was hard to keep up. Tony's winning medals all the time. Andrew's out there. I'm talking about balling on the soccer field. And it was, I had to compete with them. But like I said, a big credit to John Zia being able to have those tough conversations with me. Even Mom Nancy Zia too. I mean, she cooked all the food, so I eat a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it was amazing. They showed me how to be a young man. Let's put it that way. And not just be a jag-off, not just be out here doing whatever, saying whatever. Like that's not how life works. You can't burn every bridge. They taught me how to just really be a man, and that's what that was. And that was a big ups to them. If you would ask John Zia right now, it's night and day from the time he met me to how we can even go from my sophomore, freshman year of high school till when I graduated, and we break that down from when I left to go to UConn and when I came back. Everything's just night and day, and it's a testament to who he is, and and how he runs his household, and a testament to the relationship that I have with the family.
And I'm certain, if I'm not, well, have they been able to make it out and watch you at the professional level, being able to, I guess, even going through college at UConn?
Yeah, they came. John came to a UConn game down in Missouri. Sadly, we didn't win a lot of games at UConn. It is what it is, and forget all you haters that talk shit to me all the time. We still the real Huskies, and we are the real blue. The true blue. It is what it is. No, but this will be the year. This will be the year that I make sure I get everybody to come. I've been very focused on literally just football, and my mom comes all the time. And that's that she missed so much. She missed so much football in my life that she makes it a point to try to get to about 3 games a year, and bring out whoever can come. But this will be the year that I get. I'm bringing everybody. My family from Vegas, my peoples in Mississippi. We had 60 some people come out to Detroit this previous year, so that was really dope. So we're gonna do it again. We trying to break our record that we had last year. I'll try to get 100 tickets this year to a game. Preferably a Birmingham game. The more people we can have in Birmingham to support the blue is better. I'm tired of having Birmingham be our home city and we don't got nobody there. But it is what it is. We're gonna make something work the best way we can. But no, that's he keeps up though. He very much does keep up. He sees all the games, sees all the stats, and he definitely gonna tell me when I miss my tackles. So right. I love it. We're okay.
I will say, so kind of leapfrogging from the high school career. So you talk about your senior year, you're recruited as it was a 3-star recruit, if I'm not mistaken, going through your profile. I think on ESPN and 247 both had you listed as a 3-star recruit coming out of high school. You're recruited by schools such as, if I'm not mistaken, Western Michigan. I think Ball State had also offered, but it was really ultimately it was UConn in January of 2014, right up against the cusp of National Signing Day. That's where you decided to go, and that's where you took your talents. Two-parter here. First question is, what was the recruiting radar like for you coming up out of high school, and then why UConn at the end of the day? What set them apart from the rest of the recruiting forecast and demand for you?
If you don't mind, I would like to take this moment to talk to the younger people who watch this.
Yeah, dude. Platform's yours. That's why. That's the purpose.
Recruiting was amazing at first,
right.
Before they looked at my grades.
Right.
It was amazing. I was getting letters from everybody in the country. When I tell you everybody, I'm talking about everybody. I had a couple trash bags full of letters, okay? As I got older, I got my first offer at the end of my sophomore season. Going into my junior year from Toledo. It was my very first offer. I wasn't even in school for it. I was out hanging out, vibing, doing what I do. My high school coach, Coach Wanda, called me, asking me where I'm at, telling me I'm a dickhead for not being in school, all that good stuff. Puts me on the phone. Hey, we'll be here tomorrow to give you your official offer. We wanted to let you know to be here. Boom. Okay, cool. That didn't stop nothing. Did it give me a visual of this can be something for me? Absolutely. But instead of me taking that and being like, okay, I got to get my life together, I was still doing whatever I was doing. Fast forward to end of my junior year, Northwestern comes in, They're right up the street. And they're balling, okay? My brother, one of my brother's really good friends, Kyle Prater, is at Northwestern, okay? Really dope dude. Balling. So Coach Fitz himself comes into the school, gets my transcripts. Hey, can I tell the story? No, I don't. He's so tired. I'm trying to tell you.
My guy.
Thinking about having kids. Hello. No, best thing that has ever happened to me is having this one. But Coach Fitz comes into the school, man, and you know, he sits me down to my counselor, Mr. Wasik. I said, brother, what's wrong? We're trying to talk to kids with the cam. Relax. But so he comes in and lets me know, like, hey, I came in to offer you today. Every time I try to tell kids the story, you get the hooting and hollering at me. I love you too, dude. So he tells me he was gonna offer me, but my grades were too bad. At the time, I had like a 1.8, 1.7, you know. And that was the first time someone ever told me I wasn't good enough. And it had nothing to do with my play.
Right.
Lord have mercy. He's not happy today. Okay, you want some food? Let me find you food in a second, man. But what I wanted to tell everybody that's listening, the young people, man, take school serious. I lost about 5-6 different offers because I didn't take school very serious.
Right.
Your senior year, second semester is supposed to be super fun. You're supposed to not have classes, supposed to be able to just not go to class, at least some of them, and hang out. No, I had every class, trying to make stuff up, trying to figure out how to pass the clearinghouse. It wasn't good. How I ended up with UConn, I got a call from Coach Reardon. Didn't even know UConn had a football team at the time, you know. And he was like, hey, man, look, I know it's late. I know you're committed to Ball State at the time. But we want to bring you out. Just come see what's going on. Come meet the staff and see what we got to offer you. Hopefully, Coach Diaco had just got to school, to UConn from Notre Dame. And he was balling. Coach Diaco was a hot name at the time, you know, had one of the best defenses for a couple of years. He helped take Notre Dame to national championship, even though it wasn't very good. It is what it is. But point being is, I took it. I asked my mom, I asked John Z, and they were like, man, why not? You know, take the official and see what happens. I went out there and I just fell in love with the scenery, man. It was fresh snow on the ground. We're driving past some of these small mountains with snow on them. You know, I've never really been around the mountains like that. You feel me? So it was really cool. And then I met Ruben Frank, my dog. Yeah, it was that man. He was one of my deciding factors, you know, like he took me up under his wing from day one. And he was like, man, you remind me of my little bro back home, blase, real good time. I couldn't decide whether I want to go to UConn or whether I wanted to go to Ball State. Conversating with John Z and my mom, they told me to just do pros and cons, right? Write them out. You know, I wrote them out. Coach Diaco showed up at the school, you know, with Coach Reardon, shook hands with Mr. Z, shook hands with my mom, with my head coach from high school. And by the time he left, everyone was convinced already. It's UConn. UConn's where you're going. They've already met Coach Limbo. And it's not to say that, you know, Coach Limbo's not as good as a coach as Coach Diaco or anything like that. But Coach Diaco had a plan. You know, he had a legit plan for me, and I wanted to be part of it. I wanted to be part of that. Not to mention that we had Anthony Poindexter as our DC. We had Vincent Undertaking Brown, who played linebacker in the NFL for the longest amount of time, and was also voted one of the best players in the league for a couple of years. Okay, we had Coach Wilthausen, who was a D-line genius at the time. You know, he had years coaching in the league. Hey man, can I talk my stuff? Okay, look, you can look at Keeks too. But yeah, we were just it was just the right move for me, man. Like that whole staff, even on offense, they all either played at the highest level or coached at the highest level. And for me, that was part of the game I wanted to be part of. I wanted to go to the league. So I had to be around, in my mind at least, league people. And shoot, Coach Brown and Coach Dex, they're putting out guys every year. You know, when you do your research, you're going to look at who they're coaching, and you're like, oh, damn, what the hell? They're sending guys to the league every single year, literally. You know, they're coming from UVA. Great school at the time, booming school at the time. So it was a no-brainer to me once I sat down and really thought about it. And then once Coach Diaco came out to shake hands with everybody was sold on it. We're going to UConn. Now, did I love my time at UConn? Absolutely. Did I hate losing? Absolutely. And that's why I love playing for the Breakers, because we don't lose very much. We lose when it counts, sadly, but we finna stop that. All my Breakers fans, we got something for y'all this year. Me and Nandez been working on a whole bunch of stuff this off season, so y'all just be ready. Stay tuned for that. But we rocking, we really and that's what happened, man. And I'm very happy. I actually got kicked out of UConn for not doing work. Same thing I was doing in high school. Came back. That was the toughest conversations I've had to have with my mom, Mr. Zia, my head coach. You got to tell them you fucked up. It may never to come back. And God loved me so much. He's like, yeah, you're going back. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to let you know that you keep messing around, you're going to mess up everything you worked for. So I went in, I got my degrees, and I'm here now, I'm blessed.
No, yeah. I mean, that's a you lived a testament right there. Like,
I'm trying to tell you, brother, it ain't nothing been easy over here. But the best part about it is I've had people around me who believed in me the whole way and stood behind me, even at times where they shouldn't have been behind me. They should have just let me fall, but they would never. And man, listen, God is real. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Absolutely. And you know what? I just off topic real quick before I kind of get back in with UConn and everything, but like, your testimony is something that I kind of live to have on this podcast, because I want people to epitomize what the name of this podcast is. Strive, strive to be great, striving to be better each day, striving for my goals. And you epitomize that. I mean, every single situation that you've been thrusted into, and if it takes a matter of God humbling you and telling you, like, reel it back in, dude, like, you need to stay the course. And, you talk about that, for example, you at UConn, saying that I wasn't doing my work that I needed to, and I got humbled real quick, and you were able to work yourself back into a position to where you're able to make a contribution to the team and ultimately finish out your career with UConn. But I want to kind of retract to, if that makes sense. I don't know.
I'm with you. Trust me. I'm definitely with you. The people you bring on here help you do what you want to do with this podcast and the name. So, especially Fernandez and Johnny Tsunami and my boy, Mr. Colonel Sanders. That's my dog. I love me some Josh, man.
Well, I mean, you all share a theme in the story and what you kind of been through. And I've said this before in previous episodes, like, the people that I bring on here, they have been through peak adversity. Like, the people that I want to tell their story are the people that have lived through the muck. Like, they have seen it all. And so it calls for God gives his biggest trials to his greatest warriors. And it's almost, people almost use it till it's cliche. I hate to say that, but like, that kind of epitomizes a lot of the people that come through, spring league football, or, second, next to developmental, pretty much NFL football. You know what I'm saying? But I want to transition and kind of segue to getting to UConn and just talking about, like, essentially when you got on campus, what was the feel? And I mean, did you realize, was it a feel of, this is home, and I could definitely make a contribution here, or what were kind of your first impressions of being there?
Oh man, my first impressions of being there, you can call my head coach from high school, Coach Wander, and my mom right now. I wanted to come home every week, and that's no cap. And it had to do with one person and one person only, Coach Bayless, our strength coach. Man, he's from Chicago. And me being a linebacker at 185 pounds at the time, he was not happy with that. So he worked me I'm talking about I can barely walk. I'm crawling in the locker room. I'm going to class. How you supposed to go to class and my legs won't move? You know what I'm saying? But no, it was home. It was very much home. My freshman year class, I still talk to a lot of those guys. Those are my dogs. You feel me? Shout out to my boy Obi. Shout out to my boy A Boogie, Tyree, Bones, Bryce, everybody. B Will. Like them my dogs, man. Tyler Davis, man. Hey, Tyler, go get healthy, boy. Them boys need you out there, man. He got an ACL. My boy Foley on the Jags. We got some dogs, but no, I felt like it was home. Those boys, they invited me with open arms, and it was dope. It was really dope, and I'm really blessed with that opportunity in a sense, like I got to be super far away from home for the first time, like for real, super far and on my own. And that helped me becoming more of a man as well. And being there with those guys, I don't think I could have made it without my freshman class, without Ron Johnson, without Luke Carazola and the guys that I was there with. Like, no cap, like without them, it would have been real ugly at UConn for me. They kind of helped me keep my head straight, especially when I came back from my suspension from the team and all that, from being kicked out. And I even got suspended during spring ball, so like those guys being there and to keep me on my head and waking up at 4:00 in the morning to make sure I'm up, to go to workouts, things like that. So I really appreciate it. And like I said, it was home from the jump. It was super. So very much home. And I'm appreciative, excuse me.
Were you as vocal as you were in college?
I've been this way from day one. I probably came out the womb talking shit, I was probably talking shit to the doctor like he ain't know what he was doing, But nah, I was definitely like this, very much so, very much so. I mean, you're in a room with a bunch of alpha males, so I got to talk my shit and make sure they know I'm an alpha too, And sometimes it goes very well, and sometimes it don't. But it is what it is, and those are my brothers, and they love me, and I love them, and that's just how that goes.
I love it, man. I absolutely love your energy, dude. I just like never lose it, bro. Like,
I won't. I won't. Like I said, we can play hangman. I think I'm the best hangman player in the world. I got a 4-letter word can't nobody get. What's up? Who wants some? I promise you.
Well, you talk about the talent you had in terms of it. I want to talk about the coaching staff. We had talked about Coach specifically. I want to talk about Coach Poindexter. Now, I did look at refresh my memory. Who was the linebackers coach while you were at UConn? If I'm not.
Is it Brown?
Okay.
Coach Brown, the Undertaker.
Yes, and you told me off camera that this guy had an interaction with Bo Jackson.
Spoken Bo Jackson. I'm trying to tell you, he got the clips at his house. This was the man. This is the man. Bo Jackson, you got to think about it. So if Bo Jackson is talking about a defensive player, it's a reason why, okay? Vincent Brown was voted the #1 player in the NFL 3, 4, 5 years in his, 10 to 12 year stint, okay? It's no joke. He's the man. He was really the man, and he knew ball. He ran Bo Jackson smooth over through the A-gap. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen the clip. His wife pulled it up for us, So I've seen the helmet get all the way up here. You feel me? Why do you do this every time? You want to? He likes looking at you. He don't want to look at me no more. I see you every day. Nah, but no, we had a great staff. We didn't our games and our win tally didn't show just how well the staff was. And I think that primarily because we ran 7 plays on offense and we only threw to 2 people. And we had our littlest running back running power, which it is what it is. You can't be hungry. I just fed you, literally just fed you. So, so you can see kids. You don't want to see kids. You don't want to see me. You want to go to sleep. Well, tell kids. Don't tell me. I'm on his time.
Well, I won't keep you much longer, buddy.
No, you're okay. We will sit here and listen to him scream. Make him more tired, please.
I was gonna say, so I did my research on Coach Poindexter. At least I knew he was the defensive coordinator for UConn at the time, and him particularly being a linebacker. I want to say he played for, well, I don't know if he had played linebacker himself. I know that he played for the Ravens and the Cleveland Browns in his career, but as a defensive coordinator, he's a linebackers coach now. And you think about the wheelhouse that he's produced. So he coached at Purdue most recently. So it's Purdue, Penn State. Before that, it was UConn. Talk about Poindexter as your DC and, kind of the interactions you had with him and your first, your premonitions of Coach Poindexter.
I love Coach Poindexter. I think I'm by far one of my favorite coaches, if not my favorite coach I've ever had. He told it how it is. He really did. He didn't sugarcoat stuff. He would tell cats all the time during the off season, "I'm bringing somebody in to replace you," you know. And he wasn't joking. He was bringing cats in to replace you, but he would tell you that so you would stay on your P's and Q's because you slip up, he got somebody right here for you, you know. But my dog, he extended us into his house all the time. You know, his wife was very awesome towards me. His kids loved me. I still talk to his son AJ. I can't get you to stop, man. You do not like me right now. You want that? Okay. 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 Oh my Lord. This is why last week I told you. This is why right here. He does not like me right now. But no, Coach Dex, we've had very good, like I've had so many conversations with him. Him and Coach Diak were the reason I know how to watch film very well. They're the reason why my knowledge on the field is what it is. They took their time to actually help me become a linebacker. As for him being a linebacker's coach, I think that's actually better, to be honest, because he's a DB at heart, you know. So for him to be a linebacker coach and be able to, okay, well, it's easy to what's going on in front of you, but here's what's going on behind you because you see what's in front of you. But here's what they're doing. Here's what they're causing me. And I think that's amazing. Not to say that, you know, Coach Brown didn't do a great job, but, you know, if you got a DB coach as your linebackers coach, you're bound to get some picks. You're bound to make a lot more plays, in my opinion. And as we see what Penn State is doing, they're making a lot of plays in that room. But like I said, he's the most down to earth guy I've ever met. I've ever been around come to football stuff, you know, and he's gonna tell you, like I said, he's gonna tell you how it is. And I love that. I love that about him. Like he's not a sugarcoat person. I love the fact that he treated all of us like grown men and not kids. And you will see that a lot, you know, coming with certain people, and I'm not gonna name no names, but the fourth person I was with, you know, it is what it is, or in my fourth year, I mean. But yeah, he was really dope. And the fact that they let that staff go shook me. It shook our whole entire everybody because ain't no way in hell you let go of a staff after we go to a bowl game and our defense is ranked as high as it is. It is what it is. No hard feelings. And like I said, we still like I can call him right now. He'd probably pick his phone up, you know, like that's who Coach Poindexter is, and that's who he's always going to be. And it's that Southern hospitality with him, man. And again, he's one of them guys. He's one of them guys that instilled who I am as a football player into me to not let go of that chip, to play, to let it all out. You know what I'm saying? We had a thing with him with let it hang loose. You know, we had a little dance back there, and when he would do it, it would turn us up on defense. Like it's time for us to stop playing with our tails tucked and for us to let it all hang. You know, like yeah, we ain't got nothing to lose. You know, we already won 26. I won in 26 at all schools in the country. You know, so yeah, he's the reason why I'm always gonna fight on the football field, and win or lose or draw. You're gonna see me play hard. He's part of that right there for sure.
I feel like it's imperative to add context because I mean Coach Poindexter, especially as a linebackers coach, I look over his past, you know, the 5 years. I'm looking at the George Karlaftis, Micah Parsons, like all of these guys have come from his
Coyle. He's a UConn guy first. Don't worry about it. He's over there with the Cowboys. He switched over to Purdue because he's weird, but it's okay. That's my dog. I love Tyler. You know, Obi. You know, Obi Malifalu. I guess we'll throw Byron in there because he had Byron for that last year and it really helped Byron. We actually had Byron Jones. Yeah, Byron Jones. He pretty much played man coverage up until his season ended injury his senior year. And, you know, and I'll tell you right there, that's a real pro. I'm gonna tell you right now, regardless of what he had to say and how that happened, we know that's his own personal opinion, that's his own personal battles. That's a real pro, and he was a pro before he even got there. You know, and I think that's between him and Jeremy Davis were the two guys that really showed me, and along with Andrew Adams as well, who was one of the smartest people I've ever played football with, who just signed with the Ravens. Congratulations, Andrew Adams. Come on. That's my favorite team, but you need to come to the Bears. That's my opinion, Andrew. When you watch this, bring yourself to the Bears. I already told you that, but I'm gonna keep telling you. But no, he's definitely he has a plethora of guys that he's helped get to the league, helped become better young men. And the thing about him is, you know, he took time to talk to John Zia before. He sat to call my mom before, like, hey, I got off the phone with your mom. Like, how you talking to my mom, coach? You know what you got going on? But nah, she told me to call her when we got problems. I got a problem with you. You know, you got this, and this going on, and you ain't fixing it. So, you know, so that's who he was. He was there to help us not only in football, but to become young men. And then, you know, for cats like me, to help us become young black men too, which was really dope. It was really awesome about that situation, and to help us aspire to be who we wanted to be, and if not better. And that's, again, like, I have nothing bad to say about that man. Nothing. That is one of the dopest people I've been around.
That is awesome. That is absolutely neat. And I feel like more and more people, like, a good coach is the nucleus, obviously, of every single football team. I mean, you look at what Coach Flip was able to do this year, you know, with the breakers and whatnot. I mean, it is imperative that a coach's and players' dynamic is on par and that they are on the same page, because it's not only going to cultivate a relationship on the field, it cultivates a relationship off the field. And ultimately, I think the relationship, I don't know if this is backwards in your opinion, but I think it starts off the field. I think you have to have some sort of a dynamic and a structure and be on the same page with the coach in order for it to translate. Because if it doesn't mesh off the field, it's not going to mesh on the field. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I'm with you on that. I'm very much with you on that. Only thing I would really say is sometimes you know, it's a lot of testosterone, and you know, we're not going to sugarcoat that. You know, and it's like any job in the world. You know, this is a job for us, even though it is a game. It is our job. You're not going to get along with everybody. You're not. It is what it is. That's just how the game goes. That's how life goes. But you have to tolerate everybody, and you have to be able to set all that aside when it comes to crossing that stripe. And that's one thing that Coach Dex was able to do and make sure we all were able to do. And one thing Coach Flip was able to do with us, to make sure whatever differences we had, it didn't matter when it came down to playing football, because it's only one goal, is to win games, you know, and whatever happened the week before, don't matter. We're on to the next, you know? So I will applaud them for that, for sure. 100%.
Well, real quick, I just want to ask, so kind of transitioning from, and apologies for the conundrum up in the background. I got all my family's having a party outside while I'm, you know, doing this podcast. Personally,
You see what I got going on, so you are A-OK in my book.
I would much rather do a podcast and talk shop. I don't know about you, but
you hear me? Yeah, I could be sitting out there eating some homemade cookies right now, but I'm talking to you. You know?
Hey man, I was trying to get next time we're doing this, just FYI, I'm doing this outside next time because I got a bunch of Cuban cigars I've been waiting to smoke and I haven't been able.
Well, now you speaking my language now with some whiskey or something. Yeah, I'm really a tequila guy, but when I smoke a cigar, I'm dipping in some whiskey.
I'm saying, man. So transitioning. So you finish your 4 years at UConn, and then you take your stab at the NFL. And obviously, we previously had Nando on here, Jerod Fernandez, to talk about, you know, you guys come up in the same class, but making that transition to the NFL, what was the process going through the training and leading up? You know, obviously you go through your combine, your pro day, the combine. You know, what was that process like, and you know, preparation for the NFL, and what was kind of the mindset going through that?
Oh man, the mindset for me was to really gain weight. I've always been kind of fast. I've always, you know, been athletic, you know, but for me, my thing was I was going to go play linebacker. I knew what it was. So I had to go from 215 to however big I can get, and we'll just work from there. I think on pro day, I weighed in at like 240, 245 or something like that. Really solid, pretty big. And then I ran slow. I wasn't running what I wanted to run. It was the heaviest I've been at the time. So it is what it is. As I got to the Redskins, though, they wanted me to even get bigger. You know, I played more of an outside backer behind Ryan Kerrigan and Preston Smith. You know, like a hybrid D-Yang type. I played both of them. So as a UDFA, undrafted free agent, if anyone doesn't know what that is, you pretty much got to do what you got to do, you know, and that's just how that goes. So I came in, tryout guy. They made me play pretty much both outside spots, and I had to learn the book that fast, you know. So it wasn't one of those, oh, here's the book already, we're finna sign you. No, I will try out, and then I got my book. So I got my book pretty much last, you know. And by the time the first practice came around, I had to learn 37 plays. And I had Parnell McPhee, who happened to, which was really crazy. Parnell, his little cousin went to UConn, Juice Vickers, that's my dog. So Juice called me and was like, "Hey, you up there? You on the Redskins?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, bro, I'm gonna call you right back." Hung up the phone, called me back in 10 minutes. He said, "I'm gonna text you McPhee number. Call him. He cooking dinner." He said, "Pull up on him." I said, "Huh?" Said, "That's my big cousin. He from Mud City like me, man. You know, da 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 da." So okay, cool. Boom, called Fee up, and next thing I know, I'm at Fee house. Him and his wife cooking me food, and we chopping it up. So it was a fun time, man. Like, those dudes helped me. Them dudes helped me over there. He helped me learn how to pass rush. It's an art. Pass rushing isn't just get up there and do this and do that. No, it's a real art. Like, and I didn't know that. Not to say that I didn't know that, but I didn't know that it was a real art. Like, it takes reps and science and real thought and real, you know, like, you got to really do this. That's why I credit the best pass rushers in the league, because they put that time in. They put real time in, step by step, movement by movement, you know. So those guys helped me a lot. And I think that's also another reason why I've been blessed to be able to play for so long, because when I did go from college to the league, I had to learn so much. You know, I pretty much had to learn how to be a DN and then take my linebacker skills with me. Okay. And then I became a linebacker in the CFL, like a stand-up linebacker in the CFL again. So those guys taught me a lot. And then my time in the CFL taught me everything I needed to know, because it's a different ball game. It's basketball on grass pretty much up there, you know, like, they're going to throw the ball 85% of the time. So
3 downs, and then you got to
3 downs. Yeah. And you're a yard off the ball, and it's fast. It's fast up there.
6 guys and their brother in motion, and it's
Come on now. And it's all eye candy, you know? So the route I took was perfect to lead me to where I am now, you know? Like, I learned how to become a pass rusher. Then I learned really how to play in coverage in the CFL. And now being in the USFL, I do it all. I'm in coverage. I'm blitzing. I'm a fifth lineman. I'm little this and that. I'm a little bit of everywhere. So it's man, yeah, no. My transition, the hardest thing for me was putting on the weight and then learning the book. But I had guys around me, older guys around me, who weren't afraid. I had a connection to Ryan Kerrigan. I should have mentioned this too. One of my high school coaches went to Purdue with Ryan Kerrigan. So when I got there and I made the team and everything came out, that was the first thing he told me is, "Hey, I called Ryan already. He's expecting you to talk to him when you see him." Okay, cool. Went up and talked to him when I saw him, and it was just like that afterwards. I had him, I had Preston, I had McPhee, we had AP, who I talked to a good amount, and you know, it was solid, you know, like, it was solid. Them boys helped me out a lot. I ain't gonna lie.
What is Ryan like in person, and Preston too? Because I know they are tremendous at their craft, and they are some of the top names of the NFL, have been. What were some of the things that, a little bit more in depth on, like, some of the things that you kind of learned from them, and how they've kind of established themselves, as some of the best at their craft respectively, because they have a different style, I would say. Especially Ryan, watching him a little bit more thoroughly than Preston. What were kind of some of the things that you took from them in your interaction?
Okay, we can kind of go down the line. Kerrigan was more of like a book guy than it was for me, like, to learn how to pass rush and things like that. He made sure I knew my book, and that was like really important to him, you know. So that it was never like quizzes or anything like that. But when I had my questions, he was able to speak the same language as me, you know. Because again, I knew how to what I was doing. Don't get me wrong, you know, I was there. I had to know something, right? But when the difference between college and the NFL yes, it's a little bit faster and everyone's fast. Everyone out there is fast and strong. Yes, that's, but it's up here. It's nothing else but up here. Like those guys, they can literally pick their head up on the D line, see the formation, see the splits, and be like, okay, you're going to do 1, 2, or 3, you know. And that's where Kerrigan was really good at. Kerrigan was able to be able. He'd get in his stance, kind of be like one of the last ones get in his stance. He's looking down the line, looking at the formation. He's looking like he's a linebacker or a safety. Like, okay, this is what it is. Now I know what I'm about to do. Okay. Oh, okay. Your foot is a little closer than it normally is in your stance. He's talking about the tackles, you know. So I'm thinking more of a run than I am pass, you know. Oh, okay, he's looking at knuckles. Like Kerrigan had a whole bunch of stuff he had in his head that he was giving me. Preston was him and McPhee were the guys I went to for my pass rush. You know, they were more my style, you know, a little, not to say that Ryan wasn't my style, but they had a little bit more finesse to them. They you know, they had some 5 or 6 different tools in their bucket they can go to. Okay. They didn't have one stance. They had 3 stances. You know, sometimes Preston is lined up with his outside foot or rather than his inside foot. I've seen the same thing with McPhee. So that's something I took from him. You know, why are you lining up with your outside foot? Well, because on your 3rd step, you can go in if you need to. It's easier. You know, it's 1, 2, 3. If he's gonna overshoot or overkick, I'm already inside because 1, 2, 3. My third step is my outside foot, so I can plant there and do this. Or, you know, if I want to go fake this and fake that, it's easier for me to get to my jab step and things like that. So it was, you know, things like that. And for the most part, and I won't leave everybody out. Let me. Hey, Ryan Anderson, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry because you helped me with my first step. He was the first person to tell me that I kept stepping under myself. So what did we start working? I'm making sure that I was gaining ground on my first step because that's the most important thing you have is your get off. So he helped me with my get off. So I learned a little bit from everybody, man. I'm talking about that room was a really good room, a very good room. I mean, from Preston and Ryan to Pete Robertson to McPhee to again Ryan Anderson, and then I was the last one.
Well, translating over to the USFL, like in terms of your anticipation skills, some of the intangibles that you possess now. I mean, it's probably an ode to why you're one of the premier players of the USFL defensively, and even in the USFL in general. The anticipation skills. I go back the Houston game in week would have been, I want to say 9. I want to say the week that you guys, would have been week 10. I want to say when you guys clinched for the playoffs. That was your best game, I think, in my opinion, all year. And you were all over the field. I think there was an interception that you made that was absolutely insane. Like 2 feet in the corner of the end zone. Well, even before that, the Memphis Showboats game, you freaking it was like a strip sack, or no, I think it was an interception that was.
It was a bad snap. I don't know why he tried to throw the ball. He should have just threw it out. But yeah, you know, you do stupid things, you win stupid prizes, right? Hello. And I got some great blocks. I mean, you know, we going to the end zone, party on me. Let's go. You feel me? No, that was tremendous. No, I in my personal opinion, I think that's one of my better games I've ever played too. And that's just a testament to the people around me. You gotta really think like, damn, you know, like I had a whole bunch of tackles. I had a couple TFLs. I had a big time sack. I had a pick. I wouldn't be able to do those things without those other 10 cats, you know? And a lot of that comes from my boy Jarey. I ain't gonna lie to you. My first interception versus Houston, the very first time we played them this previous season, was Jarey. That had nothing to do with me. Jarey is telling me what's going on behind me, you know? Hey, I think this is about to come. Be ready for him to push off of you and do this. So I want you to run with it. I'm gonna stay over here. Lo and behold, here it comes. Boom, boom. He trying to get to the out again. And here I go for the game stealer. He just got him a pick. Like, if not the drive before that one, then 2 drives before that. So, you know, a lot of my blessings come from the people around me, and I'm not gonna lie. And that's why I love the team, because it's one of the most non-selfish teams I've been on.
Well, you translate. I guess it'd be only appropriate that I go back to last year when you first made the transition to the USFL. what gravitated towards the USFL? Because I think you were just fresh off your time with the CFL and making the transition into the USFL. What kind of motivated you wanting to venture into a new league, and how did it kind of start and mold into the opportunity that it is now, you being one of the faces of not only the Breakers franchise but the USFL?
Yeah, I just had got cut from Toronto actually. And Coach Noodle called me out of the blue. And I mean, it's kind of crazy that you talk about Coach Poindexter. Him and Coach Poindexter are really good friends. So Coach Poindexter gave him my name, and he called me and he's like, "Hey, are you like? I haven't seen you in the CFL. Are you still playing up there?" And I told him, "No, I got cut. X, Y, and Z. This is what happened." And I was in Vegas at the time with my dad's side of the family. So he was like, "Okay, well, the draft already started, you know. This is the inaugural season. The draft already started." And he's like, "Okay, well, we're drafting linebackers tomorrow. If you're still on the board, I'm drafting you." And lo and behold, I get the phone call the next day. "Hey, boom, you got drafted. So, well, what's going to happen next?" I was very excited. I didn't think I was actually going to play a little football. You know, I wasn't getting no phone calls. I went from being rookie of the year for my team, one of the runner-ups for rookie of the year, as a 2019, and then being the highest paid player in our room my second year with Edmonton, and then getting cut, and you're the highest paid player in your room, you know, to go into a team where you're not really going to play very much. Dude, hey, nothing's wrong with you. You're already 8. You're okay. I'm not picking you up. You know, I went to a team where I was stacked at linebacker with Judd, with Enoch, with who was that? Dex. Dex was on that team. There's one more. Who else was over there? I can't remember. Anyway, it was Canada. I gave up on them a while ago. We could play football in the spring in the States now, you know, and that was the driving point. And it's no, I thank you, Canada, for everything you've done. Thank you for continuing to give the homies shots. I love you guys. I'll be back up there to watch some of them eventually, but I can play down here now. I don't have to cross the border to play football to give myself an opportunity. I'm home. My mom and them never came up to Canada to see a game. My mom's been at more games in 1 year now that I've been in the USFL since I've been in high school. Okay. This is since 2014. Wow. My mom's been to more games. So this is why I love the USFL. This is why I love having spring football, because again, for us Americans, you got to think when Americans go up there to play football, even though this is not to say that Canadians aren't good at football, but it's football to them isn't like how it is for us. Okay. Their main sport is hockey. Let's call it what it is. Hockey up there is to die for. Football down here is to die for. Okay. It is what it is. So to be down here playing, this is what I want to do. This is it. This is where I want to be. Now, are there Canadians up there that can play? Absolutely. We had a cat, you know, Reggie Mayala. He should have been on our team, and I think he would have been a great addition to our team. But as of right now, we can't have Canadians. But I think once we can get our Canadian brothers to down here, more of them are going to want to come play here than they are up there. You know, and that's the level of competition, and it's just more fun.
Say it louder for the people in the back, Vontae, because I think it is a neat opportunity that even with the merger on the precipice, we don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know how many times I have to emphasize it, but you know, the fact that you're going to have an opportunity to create a platform that could possibly bridge this gap between spring football and NFL, you're making it much more magnified, and you're giving opportunity for those that have lived and died for this dream. They will go to the extreme for this. And there's so much more beauty in spring football. And I'm sorry for my NFL guys. I'm not meaning anything bad by this. The people that go through spring ball, my respect for them is through the roof because of how much they have to go through to get to their goals. And they're hungry for it. They're determined for it. And I give a tremendous amount of praise to Daryl Johnston, Dwayne Johnson, and company for trying to come together and being like, hey, let's generate something that is not only going to maybe within the next year or so, hopefully compete with the NFL in terms of viewership and demand, but give an opportunity for those that don't get the proper platform that they need. They need a proper platform. And so when guys are coming, this is going to drive more attraction from guys in the CFL. Like you said, like this is a tremendous opportunity. And I think a lot of people would be remiss if they didn't take a chance in it.
I'm right there with you. I think, the merger, well, I know we already hit on it, but the merger, regardless of when it comes, it's going to be great. But till then, whether we got to play 1 season, 2 seasons, 5 seasons till it happens, whatever the case may be, till then, this is still going to be a good thing. It's still going to be something that people can rely on. Like, you got to think about it. Before the AAF, before the XFL came back, before we started the USFL again, once the Super Bowl happened, it was like, the best thing next was March Madness. And then what was it after March Madness?
Shout out to UConn basketball, baby. Sorry.
Come on now, you know how we get down. And just like the Aces, we're going back to back, okay? Just like the Aces. Shout out to the Vegas Aces. Congratulations. That's really dope. I mean, y'all doing y'all thing. Y'all only been around a couple years, so that's dope as hell. Shout out to y'all. But and we got hold on. Before we move forward on football, we was talking about basketball. My girl Paige Buckets is back. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. So
she's the one with the StockX deal. She got the shoe deals going on.
Hey, everybody, all this. Hey, Caitlin Clark, you're really good. You're a really good basketball player, but you ain't ready for Paige Buckets. I'm gonna just say that, okay? You don't wear that true blue for a reason, okay? I'm just talking my shit, Caitlin. You're a really good player. Love you to death. I keep balling, but you finna take an L this year again. But it's all good.
Hey, UConn. Hey, bro. Tremendous basketball programs y'all got going on over there, bro.
We don't talk too much about football right now. We're gonna get there though. Give me like one more year. We're gonna be right.
I got you.
But I really do love it. I love what we got going to get back on track. I love what the USFL is doing. I love what the XFL is doing. Like you said, like to give us people like me, people like Fernandez, hell, even yourself, it gives you a platform behind the camera, to show off your skills. So it's dope for everybody. And then people like Josh as well to get him, that taste of, again, being back in professional sports. So it's really dope. It's really dope thing. And like I said, we don't have to go to a whole nother country to play football anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're home. We're home. Like now that they got flag football going to the Summer Olympics now. This is football right here. They waited so long to do this for a reason, because it's back in the States. You're bringing football, football is the ultimate team sport. And for us to be able to play it almost year round now, in the States, is amazing, and I love it, and I fucking love it.
I am going to say this. Great point, tremendous points. I will say that, but I want to kind of talk about the team. I got last couple questions here for you before we get off.
Okay, how many questions you got?
I can't thank you enough, dude. I've said it before. I'm going to keep saying it. You're awesome, dude. Like I love talking shop with you. Anytime I have an opportunity to sit down and talk shop with you, I'm taking it 24/8. Like, love talking ball with you, dude. I love picking your brain and getting the stories and the testimonies, dude. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. But I wanted to ask, like, I studied hard and watched closely to everybody that was being signed in the transactions. Obviously, the USFL's main purpose is to get their guys to the NFL. And ultimately, the Breakers, I think there was maybe 2 or 3 opportunities. And I'm going to tell you right now, NFL, I don't know if I can zoom it. NFL, you messed up. You messed up big, and I genuinely mean that. You watch this defense, dude, and you watch from the secondary, hell, the offense. I mean, well, I love Johnny to death, but Johnny too. Johnny's a baller. I will say, I love Johnny to death. Johnny is a baller. Johnny is also, up there. And hey, I'm not gonna give him a hard time for his age. I love him for his age. I know.
I'm not gonna say nothing. Johnny Tsunami signed the contract. Sign the contract, dog.
Hey, bro. If the timing's right.
Timing's right. I ain't mad at him. Yeah, I hear you, dude.
But anyway, no, it's just like weapons everywhere is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
You guys have one of the most talented teams in the USFL, and why the hell they weren't signed is beyond me. But I guess it's both a gift and a curse in the same sense, because now you're one of the most retained and you're even stronger than what you were. What sort of confidence does that give you going into the 2024 season? No matter what it looks like from a competition standpoint, it's got to be good. It's got to be reassuring, because I'm seeing a lot of guys being re-signed, and you just added a weapon, a veteran from New Jersey Generals, Cam Eccles-Looper. Looper comes.
My dog Cam.
I like
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, we're not in season right now, so we can all be somewhat friendly, right? No, but real life, I'm excited. I've talked to Coach Flip 3, 4, 5 a whole bunch of times, since the season ended now, especially the last couple weeks here. I can't express you how excited I am about this. And like I told you, me and Nanda has been we've been working on our end too. Okay. We've been working to try to secure who we needed to secure to make sure this happens. And listen, it's just to have your brothers come back, to be able to be in a group chat and be, hey, I'm signing my contract, I'm, coming back to the Breakers, da-da-da. Those are the texts I live for. I love those type of things. We got some people, man, and like I said, we said it 10 times. It's a real brotherhood. So to come back to the same group of guys, it's gonna be like where we pick up right where we left off. It's not gonna be nothing different at all whatsoever. It's gonna be one to remember in my book, and that's from all of us. Everybody has that taste in their mouth, like we've lost to the same team twice in the playoffs now, so and we're not able, we're gonna leave them nameless. We said the name too many times. It is what it is. Now that I signed my contract, and back to the rivalry, but I'm really excited, man. Like I really am. I can't wait to get back down there to Birmingham to be around the guys. I cannot wait to just have fun. Like literally, like football for us is so fun. Like it's our job, but we love this. Like this is half the guys that are coming back will literally die on that field. Like it's that serious to us. Like it's that much fun. It's that much. We've put everything we have into this. So whether it be literally or figuratively, we've put all of it into it. So I can't wait. Like we be on FaceTime every few weeks with the guys. I just got off the phone last night with 3, 4, 5 guys. So you see how me and Nandez is, but that's the thing. That relationship me and Nandez have, that's between all of us. That's literally, you've been at our practices. You see how practice go. Like it's fun. Like we're out there laughing. We're out there banging heads and whatever, talking but we're laughing. We're having fun. And there's been times that everyone's had it in their career where football was not fun. So to come back to the same guys who I know want to have fun, who I know on the same type time as me, who want to win, who's going to give it their all, who's going to put forth their last bit of energy every time, bro, you bet your ass I can't wait to be with them. You bet your ass I can't wait to show off again. I can't wait to put that Breaker blue jersey on, whether it's the blue or the white, put that helmet on, strap up with my dark visor, and go out there with my guys and just wreck shit, man. I can't wait. Regardless of what the scoreboard looks like, and I know what it's gonna look like this year. I'm trying to tell you. I'm keep giving you that. I'm dropping the hints for you, so y'all start picking y'all team early, okay? Just know, we got some heat for y'all this year. Some serious heat.
Hey, last question here. Damn, I just lost it, bro.
Here he goes again with this bullshit.
Bro, we can't do that. We can't do that. I seriously lost it.
Man, you're gonna do a lot of editing, I see.
It's gonna be so bad, bro. Dude.
You gotta do a bloopers for us.
Can't do this. I really can't, bro. What the hell? I just had it too. Bro. What the frick, man? All right.
Nah, we're not going nowhere. I need this question.
I need this question too, because I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I've been waiting for you to tell the people this because I know the answer.
What?
Them people down the hall or the boys in blue? You got to pick one now. It's not season. You got to pick one now. Them people down the hall or the boys in blue? And this is going on. This got to be on the podcast.
It is on the podcast. I'm not.
Yeah, no, don't cut this part. No, you got to tell the people how you really feel.
I love my. Oh, that was the question I was gonna ask. I got the question now. I got the question now. I just
Oh, I'm waiting.
I still need one of those. I ain't got one yet.
You want to get yours?
No.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get you one real soon.
I'll exchange gifts. I mean, I'm already sending you some stuff, but if you want to send me one, I'm a double XL. If you want
about it. A double XL, kids, you better start running. Tiger.
Hey, they run small, Diggs. They run.
Hey man, what is this? I don't think this is even a double.
They run small.
This is not even a double. That fits perfect. That's a single X, baby.
All right, look. I'll be real. I'm gonna be real with you. I love y'all equally. I'm gonna say it. I love y'all equally.
Almost hung up.
Don't you dare hang up. Concrete. I'm an hour 40 in this. You ain't hanging up. I gotta ask you.
Yes, sir.
Is it the biggest rivalry in the USFL? Birmingham.
Yes. That's for sure. You can't tell me there's another real rivalry. Let's put it that way. You can't. You can really tell that there's a real. I don't even like using the word, but when it comes down during season, there's a real hatred for them, and it's likewise from them to us. There's a real the fact that we're even in the same hub still is kind of crazy to me because yeah, there's not too many altercations. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many of those.
Well,
but there's, you know what I'm saying? Like at any moment, it can get real spicy. You know what I'm saying? Like at any moment, but it's a mutual respect for each other as well. Like they're a good program. Right? They won championship twice now. I can't say they're not a good program. They're a very good ball club. I have to be able to say that. Right? It's just what it is. But at the same time, we're a very good ball club.
right.
And they know that, and I know for a fact, I've heard it from their players that when they come to play us, they know they got to be on their P's and Q's. Because if they mess up one time, we on ass. They know it. They know it. And they get a little extra help, but I'm not gonna go there. Everybody know what I'm talking about, but I ain't gonna go there.
I love you, Diggs. At least you up, bro. At least you're honest. At least
I'm always telling how I feel.
At least you're gonna be honest, and every single time, if I need a true answer, man, you're gonna keep it a buck, and you're gonna express yourself. So
every time,
I appreciate you, and I respect that, and thank you for waiting.
I got a question though. What other rivalries are there though? Like what? Because really, technically, our first year they told us that the Bandits were our rival, right? But that wasn't a rivalry. Let's just call a spade a spade.
I'm not going to tell, obviously, my previous venture. I won't get into specifics, but I will say the people that were, kind of guiding me through things, they were essentially saying that Birmingham and New Jersey was touted as a bigger rivalry. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, New Orleans and Birmingham get a lot more chippier. And it is what it is. I don't know.
Y'all can play back that mic.
But who's
where versus those games?
But who's to say, because I think it was a matter of, and I think it was a matter of, it's the first game of the season and it's always the bigger crowd at the kickoff of the season. I'm like, shit, then just move Birmingham, New Orleans up to the first game of the year.
Honestly, that would probably be like the only game of the day, like a Thursday night, whatever, Friday night. Yeah, that would be very booming. I ain't gonna lie to you. To kick off the USFL.
Off the riff, and show everybody what the hell rivalry is.
That'd be kind of crazy. Now, here's what I will say though. Whenever we get to play in New Orleans, that rivalry will grow.
Oh, that's gonna be a movie.
I'm not gonna lie, because do we get fans? Like we get fans. I've met a handful of people from New Orleans to come up that drive up for the games, and they always tell me, "Hey, we drove up, da 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 da." But when we get to play in New Orleans and Birmingham have to travel to New Orleans, I'm just trying to. New Orleans love their football. Okay,
it's different.
Almost as much as they love their food. Almost, they're very close.
Love me some soul food.
You know what I'm saying?
Sounds so good right now.
It's gonna be kind of tough for Birmingham to play down there with us. Just like it's kind of tough for us to play with them. Because they get the sold out stadiums and all the good stuff and all the cool little theatrics. Hey, we were even at the home team and they had Birmingham Stallions stuff all up on the boards. I don't get it. I know there's we in a city, but we the home team. Make us feel like the home team, okay? We had the home locker room.
Right.
But hey, what do I know? I don't know too much. I don't make decisions. Wink, wink, president. Wink, 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 wink.
Hey.
Please don't do that ever again. We felt so disrespected.
Hey, man, I'm hoping in the next year or two we can move it to New Orleans.
Next year. I'll be honest. If next year after this, I will guarantee if I'm not in the league, if we go back to New Orleans, I'll be back with New Orleans again. If I don't go to the league, if I God lets me still play football, moving past this.
Right.
I'm coming back for sure. Yeah, for sure, because I don't think we'll lose in New Orleans. I don't. And that's just what it is. It's a lot harder playing home games in an empty stadium than it would be when you can feed off your own fans who actually are backing you, and they actually, not to say cats in Birmingham don't back us and don't support us, because they do. They show up, they come out for the games. We enjoy the time that they do come out.
Right.
But I want to see blue in the stands. That's all I'm saying.
It's different. It's different. For anybody that ain't watched the rivalry, I just gotta say tune in. New Orleans and Birmingham.
It's fun. It really is fun, man. And now they got Jamar back, and he like to talk a little trash, so we'll see you soon, Jamar. I got somebody for you, Jamar. I do. I got somebody good for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I seen you, Jamar. I was right here. I was seeing what was going on. I got somebody for that. Yeah. I drop names. I don't care. I'm not ducking nobody. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here for all that. Yeah. All the smoke, Jamar.
Jeez, Diggs. Tell me how you feel, dude.
Got somebody for that. Yeah. We got a special visor for that game. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I got something coming.
Hey, you're excited, man. You just want to fight him out, don't you?
I do. Man, listen. Getting that first month after the season is probably like it's always like, man, we lost, fuck football. Like let me let my body recover. My shit's starting to hurt a little bit. But after them couple weeks, it's like I'm itching, I'm ready. What am I doing home still? Like I'm supposed to be down there playing football. Like what's going on? So yeah, I am ready to play. I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to compete. That's really what it is. I just love the competition. Hey, yes, how you doing? I love the competition. I love everything that comes with it. I just can't wait, bro. I really can't. I can't wait to be around you again, man. All the fun we had, brother. Come on. Come on, man.
That's assuming that things go right and the dominoes fall where they need to and the timing is right.
Listen, Keys with the cam. If you know where you belong, dog. Don't even worry about it. We'll make it work. Don't worry about it. You know where you belong. We'll make this work,
Hopefully. Don't
worry about it, brother. Listen, I'm telling you, we're gonna make it work, Keegan. You my dog. You one of us. You one of them boys in blue, even though you won't say it, It's okay. I know how you feel. You my dog.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, Diggs. Thank you for the kind sentiments. No need to patronize me. But I cannot thank you enough, my man. It's always good talking to you. Always good catching.
Thank you. I seen Johnny on. I said I can't let Johnny just be up there. I gotta come get in on the action too.
Oh, he ain't the last one. I promise you that. Neither is Josh. I promise you that. You ain't the last one either. We're far from over, brother.
What you say? We just getting started, huh? Ooh, I can't wait to see who next.
By the way, if Cam Eccles Looper, if you are watching this and you see this show, man, look, dude, I've been wanting to have a conversation with you.
Wait, no more. We finna make. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh no. You ain't gotta do that. I'm just saying, like,
Wait, I'm already getting us started on it.
oh well, you already what you doing? Sending messages?
You see how I'm on with my boy Kiggs right here on the podcast, Joe. He trying to get you on, my boy.
So yeah, tell him DM me.
You heard him. Hey.
All right, appreciate you, Cam.
We're breakers now, so we trying to get all the cold cats. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah, that's all I needed, Cam. You safe out there? You stay, you know?
Yeah, I'm good, brother. You solid?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get my beard like you. That's all.
Well, that was easy.
Come on, I told you, my brother, right? Anybody else you need?
No, man, I appreciate it.
All right, okay, I'll put everybody on blast. We on the spot with it. Don't worry about it. Who you need? You need who? Reggie? I'll call Reggie. You need Big Keys? I'll call Keys.
Oh, I think I'm gonna. You know what? I got a plan. I got an idea. I think I got a plan. So we'll see how it goes. But I can't thank you enough, man. You're always a pleasure to talk to, and you know, I one of my favorite people, dude. Genuinely, I mean that. I look up to you like a brother, and I want you to know that from the bottom.
Ain't no like a brother. You is my brother. Stop saying that like shit. You my brother. You my brother. You my brother, kids. Don't ever forget it, brother. Now I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really do.
And so hopefully I'm able to be back, and I'm able to be back with y'all, and we're able to kick it. But in the meantime,
we're gonna see you. Don't worry about it. Regardless of what happened, we're gonna see you. I'm telling you that out my mouth. We're gonna see you. One way or another, you're gonna make your ass down near the Birmingham and vibe out with us, regardless.
Put it on blast. All right then. Well, I can't thank you enough. Once again, you've been listening to the Strive Sports Podcast. Episode 8 is coming up. God knows who it's gonna be. It may be the man that was just on the phone. You never know. So with that being said, you've been listening to the Strive Sports Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Take care, Vontae.
All right, my boy. Love you, bro. You stay safe, all right?
Sir.